That's life, that's what all the people say. I love my school, and I did, but I just didn't concentrate because I always knew I was going to be a footballer. So I thought, well, I don't need to study. I didn't really try because I thought, well, that's easy, I'm going to be a footballer, aren't I? It's easy. But then when it came to 16, you come to that stage in your life, and a lot of people go through this, where your hormones are all different, and then you go through and you go, oh, I don't want to go football, I want to go to the pub with my mates. They're all going out and kissing girls and things like that, and I want to do that. I don't really want to be training and running up and down, kicking a football. So I lost my heart. That's the truth. I lost my heart and I lost my confidence in football. I got released by Everton, and that was the end of the world for me. You come to that stage in your life when you're 16 where you have to dedicate your whole life. And this is the difference from what people do in life. You can take the path of being dedicated. So when I look at professional footballers now, and lads who are 16, the whole life is football, okay? They eat, live, breathe football. And I wasn't willing to do that at that stage. I had lost my confidence. I just didn't want to do anything, if I'm honest with you. I wanted to, obviously my heart wasn't there, my passion was not there anymore. So I needed to do something else. And I look at kids now and I work with them all the time, you see, students. This is what the Wilkes Academy, and I turn to them and say, how much do you want this? Do you really want this? And they look at me and say, yes. And I say, well, you have to work hard, take it from me. I got very lucky in my life that I had a backup plan. And I didn't know what my backup plan was going to be, but luckily my backup plan worked. Now, who's to say that backup plan didn't work? And I ended up for 6 months sitting at Fenton College doing a BTEC in leisure and tourism. I didn't want to be there. I was just going, I had nothing to do. And I was trying to find a job, and I ended up working for my mates Connect Travel, a travel agency. Sat there going, what am I doing? What am I doing? And until really one day, my mum entered me in a competition for GMTV, it was, for an entertainer, for a young entertainer in the Midlands. Now I just got up, and because I'd started when I was 6 years old, you see, doing local amateur dramatics. So I always had it in me to be an extrovert, or if one of the people like to say, a show-off. And I just get up and sing. So my mates used to say, oh, go on Wilkes, you get up, you sing, you can sing. So I did. So then I entered this competition, and I went to Birmingham and entered it, and anyway, I won. I won the Midlands heat. And next minute they went, well, now you go through to the final. Oh, do I? Brilliant. Where do I go for that? You go to Malta. Oh, really? Yeah, and it's for the Cameron Mackintosh Young Entertainer of the Year. Well, oh, all right then. Great. So I did.
Did you know who he was?
Yes, sort of. Yeah, of course I did. Musical theatre. I loved all his shows, and I was a massive fan of all that. So anyway, I entered, and anyway, he didn't turn up. His mother did, and his mother was judging the competition because she lives in Malta. Now I'm going, oh, well, this is the reason why this is happening. Anyway, I won it, and it was like, what the hell? Because you got all these young kids going up singing these like Les Mis songs and Phantom of the Opera songs, and I turned up and went, well, all right, I'll sing Tom Jones's version of Kiss. Do something different. Anyway, she liked it. I think she liked me in my leather pants. Anyway, I won it, and then before I knew it, I was in Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and at the time, Blackpool was the mecca of the entertainment world. And if you can make it big in Blackpool, you could perform anywhere in the world. And they said to me, we want to make you the youngest headliner in Blackpool history. I said, what's that mean? So you've got 4 backing dancers, and we're going to call you Jonathan and the Space Girls. And I was like, brilliant. And I got paid 250 quid a week, singing 28 songs a night in a pub at the end of the Pleasure Beach, which became one of those successful shows in the Pleasure Beach, and it got rammed every night. And I used to live with 60 dancers in Blackpool. Can you imagine? Wow. It was just unbelievable, best time of my life. I had all my washing done, all my food done. All I had to do was pay for my mobile phone, which back then you had a brick as a mobile phone. They were the first ones out. So I had the best time of my life in Blackpool, and I learned so much. Because the difference from kids these days and students these days who get to go to performing arts college, like what we have set up, I never got that opportunity. So I learnt mine doing it on stage every night.
This was your apprenticeship?
Yes, this was my apprenticeship.
You were still 18?
I was 17.
17?
Yeah, doing my apprenticeship and learning from, and then on my days off I'd go and watch the likes of Cannon and Ball and the Grumbleweeds and Frank Carson and Bradley Walsh, and watched them and learned from them. And I learned so much from my days in Blackpool.
After you'd done your entertainment in Blackpool, your headliner show, you must have realised by that point that this was going to be your career. What happened next?
I'll tell you what happened. A gentleman called Kevin Bishop approached me in Blackpool, and I was 20. I was coming to the end of my 3rd season, and I was looking towards moving, and I was wanting to expand and go, right, I want to get a record deal, that's what I want to do. And Kevin Bishop approached me. He used to run the Royal Variety performances for the BBC. Don't know whether he still does. And Kevin at the time, they were helping to launch a TV station called BBC Choice, right? And they wanted a young TV presenter, like a teenage magazine kind of show, to help host it. And he said, why don't you do it? I've never done any TV presenting really. I went, okay, that sounds good. That gets me to London. Because I needed, the next step was to kind of, it's a bit like Dick Whittington, you know, get me satchel off to London. And Rob very kindly was living in London. He went, come live with me then, mate. I was like, oh, really? Tough job. Come and live with me in my big mansion. Oh, let me think about it. So I did, and I worked for the BBC, and that's when I met my wife, funny enough. And then I, from there, did that for a few months, enjoyed it a lot. And then I got together, because I was in London, I got to meet people, and then I started to write songs, and I wrote about 5 or 6 demos, which I really enjoyed at the time, writing. And then it was then time to go and seek and get a record deal, which we got one with Virgin Records. Got that and got paid a lot of money. I got given my first, I remember I was kind of skinned. And they went, oh look, we give you this much money to sign with us. And I went, really? That's brilliant. So yeah, and I moved to London and I released a record. And then I got into the record business, and I very quickly went, oh, I don't like this. I'm not very good. I don't think I was a very good pop star, because I'm not cool. I'm not cool enough. As in, you watch pop stars, I look at Rob, brilliant. Because Rob is this Robbie Williams on stage, and he's awesome. And he is pop star, you know, and then when he's off, he's Rob again. I couldn't make that transition. I was too cheesy. I want to make people laugh. I don't want to sing to you. Can I make you laugh first before I can sing to you? So what I'm saying is, yes, I could sing, and I did a nice album, good album, but I wasn't the pop star, if you know what I mean. I was more tailored for the loose women audience than I was the young teenage audience. I remember as a kid growing up, watching the Rocky Horror Show. First and foremost, going, what a freaky show this is. A pair of lips on stage, first and foremost, on the tally. And I thought, I want to do that. And I remember when I finished Godspell and I wanted to do my own musical theatre, somebody said to me, what do you want to do if you had a choice? I said, I've always wanted to play Frankenfurter. I don't know why, but I just loved Frankenfurter. So I got offered to play Frank. And I did it for 14 months. And I'll always say to this day, all the other shows I've done from then, it's the best show I've ever done in my life. It's the best part I've ever done in my life. We sold that here for 4 weeks here in Rocky Horror. We did the West End, and I loved it. And because he's the ultimate character, Frankenfurter. You've seen Rocky Horror. He is the ultimate character. He is everything you want it to be. He can be, and also he's different to any other musical theatre, because you can sometimes break that fourth wall. And Frank was allowed to do that, and I was allowed to do that, so that gave me confidence. I remember doing it for the first time and sat there in my dressing room, and I was in Bromley, and I got all the makeup on, all my stockings and suspenders, and went, oh my God, what the hell has happened? And my wife coming in and going, I can't look at you. She couldn't look at me. So I go, give me a kiss, wish me luck. She went, no, I cannot look at you. You look like your mother. No. And do you know what, it took me a good couple of months to really relax into that character. And then, well, it's hard walking in 5-inch high heels. Yeah, I know you really feel.